the Timberwolves were able to do a little, as we like to say, Joe, extend, and give us at least one more NBA game before those finals. There will be a Game 5 tomorrow night in Minneapolis. And why? Because Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves get it done 105-100. Once again, another game very close, late, under a minute to go. One possession game, not anymore for Anthony Edwards on TNT.
Gobert will set a screen. Got to go. Edwards. Another screen. A two. Karl! Big time shot.
That is absolutely huge.
Now, that was a big-time shot, Joe. There's no doubt about it. Edwards had 29, 10, and 9. But really what changed for Minnesota in this game was that they actually got something out of Karl-Anthony Towns, who also hit a couple of very big shots down the stretch in that fourth quarter. He ended up going 9 for 13 from the floor for 25 points. He hit 4 threes. That was after 48 hours of talking about how miserable he had been the entire series. So big night all around for the Timberwolves, Joe, and they get themselves back home for a Game 5 down 3-1.
Yeah, and we'll see how it plays out, Carver, right? We almost missed that parlay a couple of nights ago in game number 3. We were so close with it. Too bad Edwards couldn't step up like that in the fourth quarter, right? We might have had a shot. He had 22 and finished with 26. Amazing that we didn't catch that. But the biggest thing for me, too, and in that you're right about Karl-Anthony Towns at least taking some of the pressure off of Anthony Edwards. We need to get better productivity out of Kyrie as it relates to threes. He hasn't really nailed a lot of threes in this series, but you don't want Minnesota to creep back in. I know he's been scoring, but he needs to be a little bit more consistent beyond the arc and the perimeter. If we could get that, I think Dallas will close it out in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think it's very possible. He was 1 for 6 from 3 last night, Joe, as you're talking about. The 3 ball just really hasn't been there for him so far, that's for sure. Luka had 28, 15, and 10 for Luka last night as he goes for the triple-double. Let's hear, the one thing that's actually fun when the Timberwolves win is you do get some entertaining press conferences from Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns, and usually together. And look, despite being down 3-1, they know they still got a lot of work to do, but it was nice to celebrate a win. First, here's the both of them talking up Mike Conley, who had a big night, the veteran leadership on Minnesota.
Y'all got any questions for Mike? Y'all want to ask me about Mike? Nobody want to ask me about Mike? Bye.
How about Mike, especially in the first half? It seemed like he really is.
They were a little confident,
and he was getting downhill, laying the ball up. So shout out to Bite. And he coming in here with these clown pants on. So y'all about to see him in a minute. But that's my OG. That's my point guard. He played great tonight, and I couldn't ask nothing more from him. So thank you, Mike Conley.
The young guys going after Mike there. What do they call him there, Joe? Bite? He called him? Bite.
I don't know. Conley is older than dirt. Let's just call it what it is by NBA terms. If he was a fighter.
I'm glad you added that. By NBA terms. You made sure that you put that in at the end. Because he's not older than dirt.
If he was a fighter, it'd be past his prime. You know that as well as anybody. How about tennis? If he was a tennis player, it'd be past his prime.
36, Joe.
Yeah,
he's 36 years old.
It's old.
Give him a break.
It's old. There's no bounce in the step anymore from Conley. Guys bounced around. How many NBA teams? I mean, come on.
Played pretty well last night. He played pretty well last night. You can say that.
He cost me a sweep. I wanted to be the one that I said it.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you, Joe. I was very nervous about them sweeping because after what I did to you, no shot. They got no shot of sweeping them. What are you talking about? And I laid low on it, said nothing to you even after the 3-0. I didn't want to say a word to you. And sure enough, now we can go back to let's just win the series for Dallas because me and you have plenty of Dallas investment going forward here, both with the NBA and with the hockey. One more from Ant. You said the guys are feeling confident. Well, they are feeling very confident. I even saw the clip that you're going to reference here where he was in the hallway with Micah Parsons. We'll see you back here for Game 6, all that stuff. Here's Anthony Edwards.
You told somebody in the hallway you'll see him for Game 6. Where does that confidence come from?
What am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to say we're going to lose Game 5? No, I'm not going to never say that. Michael Parsons, he was rocking the AE1s, and I told him he wears size 14. I'll bring back some nice shoes for Game 6. That's what I told him.
You're gonna bring him back some shoes, Joe. Mike is sitting in the front row.
I love Anthony Edwards, but not when he's talking against Mike Ticket. Can we just shut him up already and just close it out 4-1? Kyrie, can you drop 35? Can you go 4 threes, 4 of 7 from 3? Drop in 35 at plus 280 or 320. Let's win a big ticket. Let's not let this team talk and chirp. I hate when players chirp. You're down 3-1. Shut up and play the game and don't chirp. He's chirping like he's up 3-1. Shut him up already.
Will you be nervous if it goes back to Dallas 3-2? Will you be nervous?
No.
No nervous. Okay.
No.
Back to Minnesota for Game 7.
Well, then I'd be a little nervous. Then I have a little sweat in the shorts, Carver. I have a little sweat in the shorts. Here's the thing, Carver. You know this as well as I said that this game or this series was going to be won or lost with the backcourt. And I still believe that. I don't think they have an answer defensively for Luka and Kyrie when they are ball hogs. That's the bottom line. When they start spreading it to P.J. Washington and everybody else, that's where the Dallas gets into trouble. If they just become ball hogs and take every possession and close it out and score 70 of the team's 100 points, then I think that's what it takes to win. I think they can win that type of game plan. But we need Luka shooting 30, and we need Kyrie to add 28 in terms of attempts, and we got it done.
Here is Luka after the game, Joe. Luka last night, of course, he takes most of the blame and is not clearly worried about the mindset of his team going into the next game.
That's fine. I think that game is on me. Just didn't give enough energy.
No energy, huh?
So we got to do better.
Eating Twinkies,
they won one game.
Right?
We just got to focus on the next one.
Luka, what's the mindset going into Minnesota?
We got to win 4 games. What mindset? We got to win one more game. That's it.
That's it. Just got to win one more game, Joe. That's it. What mindset?
Better be a pig. I swear. I better not see 12 points by the end of the second quarter. I'll tell you that right now. I want to see 18, 19. I want to be a pig. Pig is good.
Look, the proof's in the pudding, Joe. Like, I could tell, too, just watching that game last night and looking at the numbers and looking at – you could tell in the first 3 games where the Kyrie and Luka numbers were at halftime and in the third quarter. And when they're getting that kind of production, they're going to win the game. And they weren't getting as much, obviously, on the Kyrie side last night. And they need that. That's how they win with both of those guys, as you said, being a pig and taking over the game.